a fact when I'm 30, what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna be a stocky guy. That's all I'm gonna. Just all is gonna happen, and it's happening now. Like part because I started stop smoking, I'm noticing my appetite is coming back now, which I knew it was there before when I was smoking cigarettes, but I the cigarettes numbs the hunger.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm not smoking, I'm hungry all the time. Like, I mean, all the time. So I'm like looking at myself in the mirror. And I'm like, my cheeks is getting a little puffy again. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, this is happening. I'm more, the water's in my system, fish and stuff like. So I'm noticing that like I'm gaining something. It's just not prevalent yet. So I think about another maybe if I continue the way I'm doing things now, by the end of this year, I might look bigger.
Okay. And how long has it been since you had a cigarette?
Uh it's been 13, 14 days so far.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to find I'm trying to find a different substitute for it. That's not nicotine, maybe electric pen. That's just like not vape or anything else like that, just like regular vapor, like water air vapor. I know it's just the feeling of smoking something that I like. I like the ideas of cigars. I've always been that type of person. I
Mm-hmm.
I can't see myself giving up the feeling of like smoking something. Like I like cigars, So part
Yeah,
of me
it's a
was
real mindset, isn't it?
it's it is. It's like
Yeah, I used to smoke.
yeah, and it's
Uh,
like I like and I like for cigars. I like the culture behind it. Like I like the energy behind it. It's very gentleman and masculine to me when I see a good cigar. When I see a man in a suit smoking a cigar, I'm fascinated by that. I feel comfortable with the idea.
uh,
The cigarette thing I feel like I had to give up because it's just too much. The cigarette thing is too much. The smell, it's too much. The cigar thing is fun idea to me because I feel like I could do it in a lounge at business, hanging out with other men and hanging out and just talking. But the cigarettes was just, mm, it was killing me. It was making me anxious and causing more panic attacks and anxiety, and I can't do it. And
well,
I wanted to beat it.
as your pastor, I dissuade you from all tobacco.
Find me another option then.
Well,
You know what? I got glaucoma. Let me go to the doctor and get marijuana. Woo. I got clear. What do you think, audience? Yeah, might as well get it, right? Get my medical card.
yeah. Well, leave your comments below.
Leave your comments below.
Well, eventually, um,
Yeah.
that mindset of the culture passes.
Hmm.
It passed for me. Although I always would say that I would like to have at least one more Du Maurier cigarette before I pass on to the next life.
Why was the Do Me A cigarette so special to you?
Well, I used to go to Montreal every year,
Hmm.
and we a friend of mine and I used to stay in the same hotel every year, go to the same restaurants and bars, and we go to this one bar to start with. They had panels that would open it up to the street.
Oh, that's
So you
cool.
kind of walked in right off the street, and you would walk in is when you could still smoke indoors, and the smell of the Canadian cigarettes just smelled so good because Canadian cigarettes are different from American cigarettes. They have a
Huh.
different smell, a more wholesome taste. And I always really, really enjoyed getting Du Maurier cigarettes when I was in Montreal.
That's cool.
Buy a carton to bring home, and it was just it was a smoother smoke. It
Hmm.
had a real woody smell to it. Um, almost like a pipe in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably I would have one now, and I'd probably cough and throw it away.
I I would love to see that though. That's the funny, like, yeah,
But
you learned your
but
lesson.
it's the idea of it.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
can't go, and then that's the one thing about life is that you can't go back in time.
that's true.
Like, now you can't smoke indoors anywhere. I mean,
See,
but probably somewhere, maybe down south.
in the South, I was just about to say that when I went to the bars in the South last year. It was amazing to just be able to smoke in a bar. It was just the energy, people just smoking with other people. I never had that energy with people before, where everybody was a bunch of men just sitting down talking about music and politics and disagreeing on things and arguing and laughing about random crap and just smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer and just laughing. It was a whole nother smoking experience that I've never had before. That you don't just
Yeah.
don't have that in upstate in New York.
No.
You got to go outside in the cold. You gotta
Right.
you gotta rush it. Yeah, man. Yeah. And God damn, Gary, shut up. Let me get back inside. I'm cold right now. It's just this addiction, but like in the South, it was more than addiction. It was a culture behind it, and it was like weirdly fun. And I was
Hmm.
like, part of me was like, I can't live out here because I would be happy with smoking cigarettes out here because the people they were nice, they were cool, everybody was chill. We all understood each other. No one judged other people for smoking. Like in New York, you see somebody smoking a cigarette, you look at them like, you shouldn't be doing that. No, no. You judge real quick. But everybody was like, oh, hey, what pack of cigarettes you smoke? I'm like, oh, I'm using right now. I'm doing this smoke, and they're like, oh wow, yo, you want to try one of these? I'm like, we're passing it around like candy. I'm like, what is going on here? But I know for a fact I couldn't let it go because the way I see myself as a man, as somebody who wants to make a certain amount of money in life and income and run my own business and podcasting and as well as a teacher, I know the type of men and people I want to be around because I really enjoy that type of energy. And I know for a fact, we went out and I said, when we went out one day and we were going to get dinner, and you said, wow, there's a smoker lounge right there. And I looked at you and I said, wait, what? There was a smoker lounge in this town this whole entire time, and no one told me this? I would have been hanging out there the whole time, a bunch of old people. I'd rather be around a bunch of old 50-year-old men than be around a bunch of 20-year-olds who got nothing to say. That's where you network. That's where you make connections.
Right.
Those environments, there's some people got the golf club, some people got these strip clubs, some people got malls. I don't know where, but the smoking lounge is one of the most classic, iconic male experiences. And if you're a man and you haven't experienced it, it's something you have to experience. It's just one of those things that like gentlemen and businessmen and professionals go to and creators go to because it's just a relaxing environment where everybody's just hanging out and speaking and no one is there's not this, you know what I'm saying, and you get the boxes of cigar boxes are always cool to me. These cool, I see people pull out cool lighters with engravements on them and I'm like, what the,
Hmm.
like this is fancy men in suits, women in beautiful dresses hanging out, chilling and social. I've always found that very attractive, even as a kid. But I see them in
Yeah.
like the Soprano movies and stuff, like movies and stuff like old
Right.
Italian movies.
Well, there is a mystique created around it. Um, as a hospital chaplain,
Hmm.
it's important to point out that a lot of that mystique results in um, the tar, the nicotine, the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide tearing up your body and putting you on a ventilator.
Thank you for destroying my dreams. So now next time I'll be with a group of men, and say, "Hey, Maurice, we're going to the smoking lounge, and
Yeah.
we're going to talk some business. We're going to talk about that contract we want to do with you. I have to go now. I have to stop and go
Yeah.
ventilator,
Just,
ventilator, ventilator."
yeah. Just stop and think coming off of sedation and realizing that there's a tube stuck down your throat.
So I made $100,000, but I lost a lung.
Yeah. Right. And there's a machine breathing for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
And two people bedside arguing over who your healthcare proxy is because you didn't assign one, and one wants to pull the plug and the other one doesn't.
Listen, Gritty will pull the plug on me and I'll be alive. You're like, you can go right now.
My.
Yeah. Mr. No Name Podcast over here.
No name. We have no name yet.
Oh my good lord.